Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don't come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we loud, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. And in the touchlight every corner, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Sure. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. See them talk say make we off mind, but thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you loud, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. This one not they off in mind, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Maiyegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Maiyegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you loud, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make you shout, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. This man not the off in mind, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo.
Good evening to you, good afternoon to you, or good morning, and the top of the day to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Maiyegun live. And thank you once again for joining me. And as usual, remember, the only way never to miss Maiyegun's broadcast is to subscribe. Subscribe, just like when you like and then follow a page. So with that, you will never miss anything. So we have an update tonight. And I also have a story to share with all of you tonight. A story that is more or less like a memory of where we are coming from and where we are and where we hope to be. So I'm going to tell you about that tonight. And the news is that Buhari has appointed new Court of Appeal justices in Nigeria. And like so many of his appointments that have been so controversial, this current one is not an exception. But I'm going to come back to that. Because most of what we talk about on Maiyegun's diary, yeah, they are not things you don't know. They are not things that people are not aware of. But Maiyegun's diary is just a platform whereby you have the opportunity of, critically reviewing what you know and possibly asking questions around something you think you know everything about and that you never really thought about the consequences. I mean, on every neglect and every of this decision and all that in Nigeria. So I want to tell you, how did we come by Maiyegun's diary Politico? This is just to give a bit of a background history of how this young man sitting before you on your screen right now came to be and to be known as Maiyegun, and the Maiyegun's diary Politico that you are so much in love with, how it came to be. People know this story, but it's better to tell our story before somebody take up the job of telling our story. And no one can tell your story like you. Maiyegun's diary Politico came a long way 7 years ago. After my arrival, 8 years ago, precisely, after my arrival in the UK. And as usual, when you climatized and you begin to question why is everything so wrong. And I used to call my own epistles on social media then my own personal soliloquy. That means just me thinking aloud. Somehow, people love them. It's like me thinking from art, spitting out my mind. And surprisingly, people loved them. Who is this guy? And I kept on just doing my own thing, like many, many of you have done or are still doing right now. Just doing your own thing, speaking your mind. Then you have people who come on and then, yeah, they are your friends. Then I decided to start putting my thoughts in the diary. Then surprisingly, I became the hottest news link about Nigeria, especially on Facebook. I became the hottest that people started believing in the content of what comes from Maiyegun. Go to Maiyegun's diary. As Maiyegun shared it, what has Maiyegun said about it? Go and read it. If Maiyegun has not said anything about it, I don't believe it. That was how I gained my credibility, including some reputable media houses in Nigeria who also copied content from Maiyegun. Then that puts me in the spotlight, in the limelight of where people believe that, oh, he was doing it. Maybe they are sponsoring him. He must be sponsored by these people. Oh, no, it's being sponsored by those people. No, he's paid. Don't mind the idiot. He's jobless. I kept doing what I was doing because I realized that, yeah, I was enjoying what I was doing. I was keeping record that one day I will look back 5 years, 10 years, and I will look back at what I wrote and my thoughts. Before I knew it, my thoughts, my views, they became content on different blogs, different platforms all over Nigeria and outside Nigeria. Maiyegun, 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 Maiyegun. Some people were even mistaking me for their own Maiyegun in Unilag in Lagos State. They said he's a former SUG president in Lagos State. So people were calling me. People were actually calling to ask me, Maiyegun, how can we help you? We love what you are doing. And as usual, I'm like, help me. How? Give me money or what? I don't understand. I just want to do what I want to do. Then time came that Facebook allowed us to do live video. I became one of the first people to turn on the camera confidently and spit out things I've been writing for years. And this is where I am today. I am doing it in a way that is so convenient and all of that. I have faced jibers, I have faced trolls, I have faced people who have told me that I was wasting my time. I have faced people who told me to my face, right, that they know those who are sponsoring me. Yeah, that was the good old days. Yeah, I was doing what I was doing. Then I became the go-to platform for most of what is going on in Nigeria, even though they don't give me all the credit. But I know that those who follow me today, who believe so much in Maiyegun. So when people now realize that, so this is Maiyegun, this is the guy that I have been reading things from. Oh boy. So this guy is not just a fluke. It's not just writing. This guy seems to be really, really deep. That is why so many people tell you today, I love this Maiyegun. Ask them why. They will tell you, because I earned it. Then I started this social media support stuff. I became one of those who first offered help to Nigerians, not just talk about the problem. I offered help. Then I was like, okay, I'm going to put my popularity to test. There was a time I did that many times. Please help me raise this money. I want to give 25,000 naira to 10 indigenous students from Ogun State, my state. And to give them the money, I need 250,000 naira. Many people who actually never thought, who is this guy? What's in they worry this guy? This guy is even like, you're overrating yourself because people are commenting and sharing your post. But surprisingly, within 4 hours, you raised over 200,000 naira for me. And that is a public record. If you wake me up tomorrow, you will get the record. Facts, full, names, account numbers, and everybody who got something. Wow. Well, that's great. Remember, people who always call that, Maiyegun, how can we help? How can we, and most of them are people that you will suspect to be, oh, Maiyegun, don't let anybody buy you. People still tell me that today. But there was no intention of money for myself. To God be the glory. We have money to get something out of the system where I am today. To God be the glory. But surprisingly, people gave me money. And I'm like, then people saw me, including those who benefited, who came out to say, thank you, Maiyegun, God will bless you. I was like, hey, okay, fine. That means people actually like me. Okay, good. Instead of me asking you to give me money, I'm going to ask you to help me help people. Because what I do in my own private capacity, as you all do, when you are not living in Nigeria, is that the moment you have a little presence on social media, then you are a go-to person. Please, sir, help me, sir. Please, sir, help me, sir. I do that in my own private capacity. Then when people say they want to give me money, I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm just going to ask, if you want to prove it that you have money to give me, oh yeah, donate this money here. I never touched the money. That's something that, surprisingly, uniquely, I have done so well. And the records are there. I kept on talking and talking. Some people were even downloading my videos, uploading them on YouTube, right? And I was enjoying it. I was like, yeah, more people are going to hear me. They're going to hear from me. Some people will download my video, cut out a place, and send it to me on WhatsApp. I'm like, that is me. So it's okay, it's making sense. I'm telling you the journey of 80 years, how I earned the trust of people. If you see people putting money on my videos, they are not stupid. If you have no clue, now I'm giving you an idea. So if I say something, not because I'm always right, but the sincerity and consistency in what I do is the integrity I earned over the years. Then my pages came under attack. I built a Facebook page to up to 600,000 followers. They shut it down because people were reporting my page for criticizing the government in Nigeria. I lost all my content, lost all my videos. I opened another page. They reported it again. When it got to almost 500,000, they shut it down again. I started all over again, doing the same thing. They shut it down again. 3 times in 3 years. They shut down my own page that could have become over 2 million pages followers right now. If I had not courted the anger of the Buhari Danes, Buhari Titterins, the Mumu Madus, the Pele lecturers, the Mumu lecturers, that was why I gave them those names. Then the last one they did was on Maiyegun's diary Politico last year. We were firing them. At a point, just because I want to talk about everything, and if you look at my old videos, is that I'm talking about Ogun State and the politics of Ogun State, and everything I said about Ogun State came to pass. Everything I have said about Nigeria so far have come to pass. So people are following genuinely. Families will sit down behind their TV to watch Maiyegun. Do you really think that just happened by accident? Do you really think that is something that is a coincidence? No, it's not. There was a time I was the lonely voice talking about the abuse, the assault, the killings, the kidnappings, and so many of these barbaric attacks on the Biafrans. Even some Biafrans called me attention seeker. But are you surprised that I have a lot of Biafrans on Maiyegun's diary Politico? Are you surprised? You shouldn't. I didn't speak about Biafran issue, and I wasn't the only one who spoke about it after all. But there was a time I was the strongest lonely voice from outside Biafra that was even talking more and quoted more, possibly more enemies for just talking about Biafra. And I still talk about Biafra till tomorrow. Nothing changed. Consistency. Now I have Biafrans. I have Yorubas. I even have Northerners that believe so much in Maiyegun. I received all support. People will message me. They will say, Maiyegun, you are doing a great job. You may not know about it. If I have a lot to give to you right now, I will give you everything. So they shut down they suspended my Maiyegun's diary Politico. And since then, since June 2020, Facebook has refused one single person, new person, to like Maiyegun's diary Politico on Facebook. That was the fourth time. I was prepared for them to shut it down again. Then people said, Maiyegun, we have told you again and again and again, you need to find a platform that is independent. I was like, I have a dream of having a platform that is independent, but I don't have the money now. And I'm not going to ask you to give me money privately so that you can say, oh, I gave him 2,000, I gave him 5,000. Right. If all of you calling me that now that they have suspended Maiyegun's diary Politico again, if you are serious about supporting me, to have an independent platform where my voice will never go off again, where the voice of others too, who have been inspired over the years about my videos. They have been inspired from my videos. So many of my good videos, no doubt. Because I speak about everything. I talk about the consequences of those who keep quiet, that you have not become a victim today from all this injustice that's going on in Nigeria, you will end up becoming a victim too. Today, we are now talking about Yorubas who are now refugees in Benin Republic. I have been also talking about for years. I was called names. Now it's happening. Why are you surprised that people will do anything to keep me speaking? So I said, okay, I'm going to start an online platform, the one that nobody will be able to tell us when we can talk and when we can't talk. But while we grow that platform, we won't abandon our own current platform. And it will even be easier for people to separate Maiyegun from a project that can help other people who want to be like Maiyegun. Surprisingly, you also responded again. You remember when I said we should raise money and help people during the start of the COVID in 2020? And I said, let us raise money and help 100 people and give them 5,000 naira. Within 4 or 5 hours, you raised over 640,000 naira. We ended up helping more than 100 people. We even helped organizations that are normal charity organizations who help people on the street with the records there. I was like, wow, I've got this credibility that can actually help a lot of people. Okay, let's start our platform. Diaspora Radio was birthed. Diaspora Radio International. An idea that I have had for so long. A day where we will have a platform where everyone can speak their mind. But I am just this guy who wants to talk, turn on his camera. I don't want to be so bothered about organizing this, doing that, and all of that. But here I am. I have been challenged to take up that challenge. Then I'm going to need the help of others. You have decided, Maiyegun, is that what you want? Yes, that's what I want. Okay, we'll support you. Then if you want to support me, make it public so that you can see everyone who gave what voluntarily. Do you understand that? Voluntarily, you decided to say, Maiyegun, I'm going to support you. And on the 31st of July, 2020, Diaspora Radio was birthed. And it has never gone off here. It won't go, even if I don't do anything on there anymore. Diaspora Radio will not go off here for the next 5 years because you paid for that. But it is an ongoing project. To God be the glory where we have gotten to. To God be the glory for those talents we have discovered so far. So you made me turn my beautiful hobby into a registered, government-approved, what do you call it, radio platform. That is something. That means it is alive. The seed is planted. It is meant to germinate. And it can be wherever we want it to be because it is my own baby idea. So here I am. When Facebook said they will close me down again, I completely lost interest in uploading my videos on Facebook anymore. Even on YouTube, people are telling me, Maiyegun, YouTube is not also safe to keep your videos. I know. But now I have been taught that lesson that my content are so valuable, they are so good that they can make for an archive. And I have been doing that now. Thank you to the continued reportage of these criminals, miscreants on Facebook that would rather see us never speak again or talk again. Now I have all my content, all my videos downloaded immediately after my broadcast, cut into different parts for those who don't want to sit down and watch long videos. Thank you. I just wanted you to know, I wanted you to know that I didn't get here by accident. And the integrity that I have today, I earned it. Do you know what? I earned it. And one thing I also learned from what you have shown to me over time is this: I have to be responsible for those who love Maiyegun so much that they will do anything and everything to keep listening and hearing him, and then continue to spread the message, whatever it will take. Now I have people who now walk behind the scene. Since we all have our lives to live, I have a job, I have a family, I have a bill to pay, I have life to live. None of this was meant to be anything to pay my bill. But if I am so lucky enough that I've got premium subscribers, people who actually really believe in me, that they will go to any extreme to show it, that's a privilege that can go into that my own dream. A dream of building an empire, a media platform that holds no one. In any authority, in any part of Nigeria, explanation of why we are asking questions. And then there's something I learned. Children actually sit with their parents to listen and watch Maiyegun. People take pictures of them watching Maiyegun in their living room with their children. Then I realized that, okay, now I think this is now serious. Okay, you can't just always vent the anger the way you used to, because children now watches this. And if people believe in you so much to this point, you can't take that for granted. That's something I learned, if you haven't noticed. But I have a platform that is thriving enough that can build other many platforms, right? And that is Maiyegun's Diary Politico. Still doing what I'm doing, nothing different, talking about what you know, asking you, do you think about the consequences of what they are doing at all? Or isn't it better for us to take action, knowing the consequences of all their actions, instead of us waiting to become victims? That's what I want to talk about. So I end it. Do you get that now? I end it. And not everyone agrees with Maiyegun. I am not even sitting down here to let you to have you agree with me. But look at this. The injustice in Nigeria is being democratized enough that whether you support the criminals in government, whether you don't support them, right? Whether you want to defend them or you are not defending them, at this point, no one is safe. And that is a fact. No one is safe. Now, we can hide behind all manner of other frivolities in disagreeing, but there are facts that cannot be disagreed or disproved. One of them is that nobody is safe in Nigeria. Even the First Lady of Nigeria has shown it to you that she's not safe inside the Aso Rock. She had to leave Nigeria for the past 7 months. And if you ask a question, people need to know. They took over the executive. They took over the National Assembly, the legislature. They took over the judiciary, where they appointed Tanko Technicality, the Babalawo, as the Chief Justice of Nigeria, a Sharia court trained magistrate justice, supervising a secular country who should have a secular law from Sharia law. And since then, they have filled the entire court in Nigeria with their handpicked judges who are ready to deliver judgments according to the government. Judgments like a DSS can keep you for as long as they want, and they can violate the court orders, and nobody will ask questions. This is the consequences of saying, mind your business, like some will say. So we received the news of the latest one. There has been reports of some of those aged northern justices in the Supreme Court, in the other courts, appeal courts, and federal high courts across the country that are already replacing themselves with their children. Their children have been appointed as federal judges, federal judges in Nigeria, so that when they will do the rapid promotion, they will just put them into a very close proximity position to replace their fathers in the Supreme Court, and you will never get justice from such a Supreme Court. So here is the news that they appointed 27 new justices that are going to be in the appeal courts, and it's meant to be a one Nigeria. Okay, one Nigeria is where equitable distribution of resources, equitable distribution of position, equitable distribution of wealth of that country. Equity and justice is what it should have been, the one Nigeria. But that is not it. You have all been very much, enraged many times with the impunity, the nepotism of this Buhari's government. Even those who are in APC themselves, they have become so ashamed of defending the criminality, because it's a crime. If you don't follow the federal structure, there's something they call the federal structure. Is that what it's called? Federal structure. Federal structure means that all the component part of the country, they must have a say in every decision taken in that country. Okay, so they appointed 27 justices to replace those who are retiring or dead in the Court of Appeal in Nigeria. They are preparing for their 2023. You are just going to wake up one day. Supreme Court will say Nigeria is not safe. They cannot do 2023 election. And if you want to die, make you die. Buhari must continue. They will declare a martial law. Military will guide everywhere. Then they will say a Supreme Court should give judgment. And Tanko Technicality, the Babalawo, will fulfill his oath of office, what they brought him to do. Okay, a judgment will come from the Supreme Court that Nigeria cannot conduct election because of these people. And even if you go to any court anywhere, you will meet all of these people there. They have appointed 27 new Court of Appeal justices. 23 of them are from the northern Nigeria. Now, let me break it down, okay? When I say northern Nigeria is not homogeneous northern Nigeria, like one northern Nigeria, okay? Nigeria is structured or broken into into 6 geopolitical zones. The 6 zones that they believe should cover everybody, every ethnic group from everywhere, but it doesn't, okay? But let us name the 6 geopolitical zones. So they are in the northern Nigeria. When they say northern Nigeria, you have the northwest, you have the northeast, you have the north central. So when you talk about north central, that's where you have the likes of Kwara on the list. Okay, that is why when you see Saraki leaning further into the agreement of the Sokoto Caliphate, the Northern Caliphate, and they want to use this, and it's also leaning to the southern territory as a southerner, as a northerner, in between, confused, but is more comfortable with the northern Sokoto Caliphate. It's because they are in the middle, according to the way they share Nigeria. So you have the north central, northwest, and northeast. In the southern Nigeria, the way they shared it, according to them, you have the southwest, southeast, and they call it south-south, the Niger Delta. Meanwhile, there's nothing grammatically sensible in south-south. There's nothing like south-south on the map. Do you get that now? South-south. Do you get that? So you divide the map by 4, and you put everything in, and you put south-south. You created it there. The Niger Deltans, okay? So 3 geopolitical zone in the south, 3 geopolitical zone in the north. So when they share the position, okay, they were supposed to share them according to that zones. When you have 27 positions to fill in the Court of Appeal, right? In order for everybody to have representation and believe in the system, that at least they can get assigned judges that they believe will understand their case, which is a right everywhere all over the world you can ask for. But how do you do it when the Court of Appeal is filled with 23 jihadists, I will call them? Because the idea is this: don't be deceived, whatever anyone tells you, okay? Where is the justice in Nigeria today? If those who have been sworn in the Supreme Court, in different courts, if they have been following the law, where is the justice? And we can go on and on and on that. And I'm going to go on and on and on it. But very soon, I'll get to that. So the list was released today. And the following people, the following justices have been approved as the Court of Appeal justices. So if you have any case, and your case has anything to do with you and Fulani terrorists in your territory, even if you go to Imo State Appeal Court, Federal High Court, or Federal Appeal Court in Imo State, you will meet the jihadist representative in that court. Don't tell me I shouldn't say that. We're talking about the trust. And this is not how to build the trust. A system so polarized, so divided, that people don't trust anything that goes on in the country. And you are forcing them to accept what they can't trust, something that works against them. Let me give you a few examples of how the justice in Nigeria is working against people and why it is deliberate. Not that their 1999 constitution gives them the power to abuse the offices, but the Attorney General of Nigeria, Minister of Justice, can skew justice and assign and change justice, or any judge anytime to assign the right one that will give them the judgment they want. They arrested Dasuki for stealing public money for 4 years. They couldn't take him to court and prosecute him for the money he stole in public money. At the end of the day, they released him. While Dasuki was in jail, his wife was getting pregnant, giving birth to new kids. They arrested the leader of the Shiites. What's that guy's name again? Sheikh, what again? Please remind me. They arrested the guy. 5 different court judgments said, if you have any case against him, please prosecute him instead of locking him up forever. They locked him up. Nigerian government, right, rejected all the, they didn't appeal all the court judgment. They just ignored them, and they will just start the case again with another judge. And for 6 years right now, the guy is in detention. Where is justice in that? You are accused of committing a crime, but they won't prosecute you because the state is interested only in locking you up. Where do you think they get those judgments? Because they have the judges they have appointed to do their bidding. The same court sentenced Oji Uzokalu to jail for corruption. He went on appeal. He got convicted. He went to the, on appeal. They sent him to jail for looting over 12 billion naira when he was governor of Abia State. He is the chieftain of APC. Then all of a sudden, the government that is fighting corruption allowed him to take his case to Supreme Court. So he took this case to the Supreme Court. They didn't find him not guilty because he had a proof that he didn't steal money. Do you know why they discarded the case? Supreme Court said he can walk away because of technicalities. And do you know why? The Supreme Court Justice, the Chief Justice of Nigeria, his name is Tanko Technicality, Babalawo Ife, appointed by Buhari. Do you understand that how injustice will work against you? Citizens were protesting against police brutality. In the Constitution, where you have courts, if the courts are really court, in the Constitution, peaceful protest is allowed constitutionally when the government will provide security for the protesters. The government unleashed brutality on them. They killed them, dump their bodies in the river, and then come out outrightly to deny them, and then decide to cover it up. And then you have courts. The courts that granted the police the right to lock up peaceful protesters, torture them, many of them killed. Today, so many of them are still in jail. Where is that court? Where is that justice? So if I'm talking about things, right, take me up on my facts, okay? Because there are things you know, but possibly never really, never really thought about them. So the report came that these people, sorry if I'm just reading names, okay? I'll be telling you where they come from. They appointed 27 new Court of Appeal justices, and 23 of them are from the 3 geopolitical zones in northern Nigeria. Only 2 comes from Southwest Yoruba land. Only 2 come from Niger Delta region. 0 come from the eastern part of Nigeria. And it's meant to be a one Nigeria. Abi, this is not new, I know. But I just told you the consequences of this, just like many other things. Okay? And I'm going to talk and talk and talk as long as the time permits me tonight. I'm going to talk about instances of what injustice and appointing, and pick selected justices into your court. When the government abuses you, when the government takes away your rights, when the government kills you or jails you, you will expect to go to court and get justice, Abi. Then when you get there and you realize that 95% or 97% of the justices, they have one single agenda, you can get good judgment on other things, fair judgment on other cases. But when it comes to some certain cases, it is a federal government case, you will never get any justice. Rather, you will be sacrificed to warn others like they are doing right now. How is that uniting Nigeria? How? Because that's the reason why we are doing what we are doing. If the Yoruba says, we are not going to ever get... Now, if they begin to arrest the young Yorubas for asking for Oduduwa Republic, look at what they are doing to the IPOB members. Many of them are being picked up randomly, kidnapped, tortured, taken to hiding places. That today, one of the successful projects of the IPOB is that they are able to trace every stolen Biafran by the Nigerian government agents. They are able to trace them to wherever they are hiding them. And they are able to expose those places. And they have been able to also mount pressure on the court to get many of them released. Why is it so bad? They have not committed any crime other than for the fact that they are asking that Nigeria should give them the opportunity to conduct a referendum because they don't want to be part of Nigeria anymore. That is the legitimate demand of the Biafrans. But many of them, have been killed for this reason. Many of them have been locked up, kidnapped. Many are still missing today. Many are regained today. Some even regained their freedom today. Because the Nigerian government had nothing on them. But they have used their courts, they have used their police, they have used their military, their DSS, right, to take away the right of everyone. And those who demand for that right are being subjected to state-sponsored terrorism and torture. I want to talk about that. So if that makes me attention seeker to you, but I think many of my friends disagree. Because I know that when they go ahead with this, which they will go ahead with anyway, right? One day, somebody like me will demand justice. Won't I need justice? Even if you accuse me of committing any crime, do I not deserve to appear in court and state my case? Is that not what it should be? Now, if they have the mentality of you are guilty as charged, and you have judges who also believe that, now tell me, how do you want me to react? Keep quiet and say it is inconsequential when I know the consequences of this action. One day they are going to be arresting Yorubas. They are going to be parading them as terrorists simply because they are asking for Oduduwa Republic. Do you know that? I know that is going to happen. Maybe you don't believe that, but I do. And when I talk about all of this, it's simply because I care about the consequences. Because when you talk about the victims of all this injustice and all that, they are human beings. They are human beings. When I use IPOB, I am talking about human beings. Human beings whose rights have been taken away from them. And they were supposed to appear in court. Court is where they should have been given the rights and they are, allowed to have their rights interpreted to them. They've committed no crime. But you have a country that has criminalized asking questions or asking the government to be responsible. Then you have the people that will say, my friend, shut up. What's your business? What about you? If it is you, are you not going to blah, 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 blah? I'm like, what the hell is wrong with people? Then some of them, when they become victims, you will see them writing emotional, passionate jargons on social media, how they regret defending Buhari. Then you are like, what is wrong with people? Because you haven't reached that state of regret yet, because they haven't killed your people, because they haven't taken away your rights yet. I am telling you that they are still going to do it. And they're not going to ask you if you supported Buhari or you didn't support him. I care more about the consequences. And I'm glad I am inspiring people who are also speaking out more. And they are doing a lot better. That is my own personal achievement that I am proud of. And I can do this for as long as I am breathing. And to God be, to be honest to all of you, I owe no one any explanation why I do what I do. But when I get support from you, Maiyegun, oh dear, I love you. I do this. They are the validation I didn't come out to seek primarily. But if I have made you believe so much in all my analysis, that's what I do. Just tell you the obvious. Make you think about the possible consequences. Give you the happenstances and give you fact-backed evidence of what I have said before, that we never probably thought it would be this bad, but they are getting worse. Now, how would it be so wrong if Maiyegun says it is going to get worse if nothing is done. I'm happy for everybody who is supporting Maiyegun, trust me. And it is helping me achieve what I want to achieve. Meeting people, discovering other people, and then building network, using ourselves to help ourselves, help others that need our help. We know we can't help everybody, but passing the message sometimes is not enough. We can reach out to those we considered vulnerable, no matter how little it is. And I am so proud of how I have been able to do that without any blemish, without any kind of stories about how Maiyegun said this or Maiyegun collected. You see, there was a time I even came out and said, you know what you have done for me? To all my friends, people call me. I have friends, oh, I'm not joking, oh, I have friends. So many of them are not completely happy yet because they have been trying so much just to speak to me, to tell me what they would like to do for me. But it's not because I'm snubbing them or because I feel like I can't talk to you, but it's because if you are me and you have life out of this and you never really bargained for people to be so glued and value you so much that you believe that you owe it to them, to keep them up to date. Are you with me? To keep them up to date about what is going on around them, because it helps many people. I have had people all over the world who have told me how tremendously helpful some of the content they have seen and shared on Maiyegun's diary in so many of their daily encounters, including students who found my diary like a treasure chest that you can dig a lot from. Whatever, and I keep telling people, whatever you make of whatever I say is completely up to you. We enjoy our analysis. We bring people who don't agree with us on Maiyegun's diary because we can. And here we are. The problem, as they say, the problem be like a bicycle. The end. Nigerian problem continue to escalate and escalate. People continue to become victims and victims. And we have gotten to a stage whereby it is now a state of responsibility for every one of us to warn every one of us about the danger. Not just warn every one of us about the danger lurking around. We also have to do a lot to help ourselves in sharing information that will keep everyone alive. That's what I'm doing. When people ask me, Maiyegun, what do you even do? I'm like, that's what I do. There are people that are smarter than me. There are people that are well educated, well traveled, more exposed than me. But do you know what they found in me? The ability to present my view, and one way or the other, make them connect to my views. Even when they don't agree completely, they found themselves connected to my analysis. That is something that some of them took to the next level. Maiyegun, I can listen to you all day. When I'm walking, I want to listen to what you are saying. What am I saying? This. Asking you that if I have the power, the voice, to tell you that you too have a voice, even if you are not doing it the way like Maiyegun, in your own little capacity, you can tell the people the consequences of the environment they live in. Nigeria has become a dangerous country. I didn't say it. It is out there. Nigerians are the second most terrorized people in the entire, third most terrorized people in the entire world, the most terrorized people in the entire Africa, the poverty capital of the world. I didn't make all that up. All I do is to tell you that when you listen and hear or read about those figures, there are names, there are faces, there are lives behind those figures. Let us care about them. And when we talk about the problem, let us talk about those who are causing the problems. Maybe we can wake the people up to stop giving them the validation that they get all the time.
when they manipulate them, because they kill them. I don't live in Nigeria. SARS will never harass or arrest me. Are they mad? Your DSS cannot knock at my door. Yeah? And I'm so happy that I live in a country that financial transactions are things that they don't take as a joke. And I'm so happy that social media and this, this modern day and time gives me the platform to seek help, rather than go and knock at the door of thieving criminal politicians, which I never did, would never do, because I just want to share my view. Now I have people who are not just believing in my views, they are now committing their own time, hours, dedicated their own talent and everything to help me build something that will make this permanent. Why should I now be worried? I go to bed and I sleep so sound because I have no account to do to anybody. You know why? Because I have friends who can see what I am doing all the time. They value it so much. And when they feel like, we don't value it anymore, it will still be there that we withdraw their you gave me your support voluntarily, didn't you? You love Maiyegun's Diary Politico so much. Voluntarily. No be so? And I don't even have the capacity, I don't even have the staff that are capable enough to be on a good retainer for me and do everything behind the scene and even call all of you and talk to you and say, oh, thank you very much for following Maiyegun's Diary. I don't even have that capacity. I wish I do, but that would be asking too much from me. But with your support, I am building something that will outlive me, outlive many of us. And that is a pride, because at the end of the day, my dream of using my voice, using the voice and networking with other people all over the world in building a platform that will last us and raise the army that will no longer be deceived, manipulated by the corrupt rogue politicians. Oyibo Way started crowdfunding. They know what they are doing. Do you know what I mean? It means that if you give support to anybody on social media, it is voluntary. Do you know what I mean? It means that you voluntarily decided to give your support. And that is what we do on Maiyegun's Diary. We have paid for people's working visa renewal on Maiyegun's Diary, where we raised over $1,500. We are not just talking and talking and talking. Do you know that? We have built so much bond on Maiyegun's Diary that when Maiyegun sit down there and talk about the issue, talk about the solution, and people have to take their own point from it, learn one or two things from it, look forward to the next episode, we also look at other people's problems that we can at least be of help. Nigerian government arrested a soldier that warned his own fellow soldiers not to kill Nigerians who are going to protest. You remember the story. We raised money for his wife, and the woman is eternally grateful. She didn't know those who raised money for her. She didn't know nobody was raising money for her. Our lawyers and everybody didn't know anybody was raising money for her. But you raised money for her on Maiyegun's Diary, because on one of our programs, our husband arrest came up. We didn't just talk about it. We sent our love to them. We reached out to them. That is what we are on Maiyegun's Diary. For those who have no clue, if you are just joining me, and you just subscribed to Maiyegun's Diary a week ago, a month ago, or a quarter year ago, there are people you see around me, very, very powerful, lovely fans. You don't know them, you don't see many of them, but they are as powerful as Gibraltar. That is the strength I have, and I didn't come by that by accident. We earned it because they see the sincerity, the compassion, the intention. And I'm grateful for that. So to say, we owe no one any explanation from this Janjaweed Buhari ditherists who are disguising and would never, ever stand up to ask their government, why are you paying terrorists? And those who you promised to protect are now refugees in the country and outside the country. That's what we talk about. And it seems that that is not making many people, comfortable. Let me tell you this. When I stopped posting my videos on Facebook, yeah, because there's no point. Facebook sent me a message and they told me that they have cut down my viewership by 70%. They sent me a message. They said my page has violated their Facebook rules far too much, that they have cut down my reach by 70% and they will no longer suggest Maiyegun's Diary Politico to anybody on Facebook anymore. They sent me the message. Then I'm like, okay, fine. I will never get anybody to like Maiyegun's Diary Politico again. And here we are on YouTube. So they came here again. They started reporting my videos. But the difference is that when they report my videos, YouTube will write me and ask me, sorry, we received this report about your video. We have reviewed the video. There's nothing wrong with all your statement, with your video, with your content. So, well, we just want you to know that we received a report where people reported the video. Okay? Then we have struck out that report because you have not violated any of our. On Facebook, Facebook will suspend me, delete that video. Then when they find out that I have violated no rules, then they will now apologize to me, but the video will remain deleted. My page will remain suspended. If it is for 1 month, I have to stay back and keep quiet for a whole month. Now, they come on YouTube to report me. They have been doing it. I have to be honest with you. I receive all of these things all the time. Why? Because they want it shut down. But they can't, because the rule is that we shouldn't be vulgar, we shouldn't we shouldn't share any graphic content. These are normal rules that on Maiyegun's Diary are strictly adhered to. We don't preach violence. We talk about the violence of the government of Nigeria on the people of Nigeria, those they sponsor to unleash the violence. Those are the people we talk about on Maiyegun's Diary, and we ask the people never to expect the same people sponsoring terrorists against you to defend you. You are just joking if you expect them to protect you. That's what we talk about on Maiyegun's Diary. So they come here to report my page. Do you know that? But I have crossed that bridge. I have crossed that bridge where you can shut YouTube down, same way you have been trying to shut. You have been shutting down my Facebook channels. And by the special grace of God, with what I have managed, with where we have managed to get to, all thanks to all of you. Yeah, it has gotten to that point where, Diaspora Radio International, you will be watching Maiyegun's Diary videos live on Diaspora Radio International app. I'm not going to ask you to give me money, to donate money for me to do that. I have come to realize that running an online platform is not just about, opening it up and that's it. You know many who have done that. And Voice of Maiyegun is not a voice that can just go down. But I have the support I need. I have premium subscribers on Maiyegun's Diary. People who actually punched in their own credit card, their own debit card from all over the world. I have over 170 people, lovers of Maiyegun, who took out their own credit card from their different base on this video you are watching right now. And they subscribed and joined my premium subscribers. I didn't know how I earned that. But you did. You have people on Maiyegun's Diary who are watching Maiyegun's videos, and they are every month, like you pay for your phone, like you pay for your Netflix, like you pay for your TV, like you pay for everything you pay for direct debit for those who live outside Nigeria. I have people on Maiyegun's Diary who are paying premium service for my premium view on Maiyegun's Diary voluntarily. People paying from between £1.99 to £45.99 every month just to watch Maiyegun. What are you going to tell them? Ask them, why are they paying to watch Maiyegun? You may not really value Maiyegun that much. But let me tell you something. 99% of those who love Maiyegun, they will love to pay to watch Maiyegun, but they don't have to. That is why it's called voluntary. Do you really think that comes so cheap? Now I have the capacity to build whatever I want to build, take my time, build something that will outlive me without having anything to prove to anybody from anywhere other than the people who believe in me. They have been following Maiyegun for the past 7 years. Do you really think that's a joke? I'm sorry if if my message right now is making some people feel like, why is Maiyegun telling us all of this? I have no other way to tell you that I am a valuable package than to tell you that valuable package you are watching right now, it doesn't matter what you see me as. Do you get that now? It doesn't matter if you feel like, what is he talking about? What is he saying? What's so special about what I'm saying? I do ask myself about that too. But does that now make me less valuable? Ask my friends. Ask them. It doesn't make me less valuable because I remain the same consistent, reliable, factual, responsible, honest Maiyegun. That may be something too much for some people to understand. Why do people give him their money? I don't know. But what does that tell you? You pay for something that is so valuable, and you don't actually care how much you pay for it. So people pay to listen to Maiyegun because my contents are valuable to them. If you want to know why they are paying to watch Maiyegun, probably you should begin to even find out. You will not even know them. Meanwhile, you can actually see them. They are not even hidden. When you see any comments with a special logo or special tag on it, those are the premium Maiyegun subscribers. I didn't kneel down here or make a special video and say, please help me. Please subscribe to my video and please join my... No. Come on. I am too valuable than that. Maybe not to everyone, but to many. And I'm taking my time, right, to build that mutual trust for far enough. Then where people will say, Diaspora Radio International, Maiyegun. If not because of a corona lockdown, maybe I would have even done so much. I remember those who are sending me invitation to come to America, come to Canada, come here, come there. They are watching me. They are not stories I'm making up. If you want to know if I have value, see the numbers of those with that special membership premium, identification on their names and on their comments. Do you get that now? So we built something. I valued it so much. And I'm going to take my time to build this. In 5 years' time, maybe you'll be asking, why are people paying Maiyegun to come and speak at a seminar, at a, a conference in America, conference in the US, in Canada, conference all over the world. I have the capacity to travel all over the world because I earned it. That's the point. I have become a force, not because I am smart or more intelligent. I have become a force because I have some very powerful unseen forces behind me. Some of you are seeing them. You are just too kind of sad to identify them. Look at them. So we are not going to stop talking. We are not going to in any way, stop. I'm building something. Trust me, you have started it for me. It is now my job to finish it. And I'm looking for a day when I am going to be presenting to you like this. not on YouTube, but directly on the Diaspora Radio app. Okay. So like what I pay to keep Diaspora Radio running as up to date with every support I'm getting from everybody, public, private, and all of that. Yeah. With what we have done so far, I am so optimistic that, it is still going to get to a stage where I will have the capacity to tell you that now go ahead and download the Diaspora Radio app on your phones. Because, I'll be able to afford the monthly over £350 that is going to cost me to run it every month. For those who have the story of hosting the app, you will know what I'm talking about. But I have my views. I have my dream. You have started it. I will finish it with your support, which never ceases. Anyway, you know what I'm talking about? I know you wanted to prove it to everyone that we love Maiyegun and we will give Maiyegun anything, to tell him that we love him. If it's going to be to share Maiyegun's video, I will share Maiyegun's video. Every day I come across Maiyegun's video. If it is to give Maiyegun my own support, to say, Maiyegun, here is my super sticker, super chat. You will show it. I have friends, okay? And at this point, I think what I'm building now is called, a legacy that will outlive me. So that when I'm long gone, when people are talking about things I'm going to leave behind, you're not going to just talk about Maiyegun's Diary Politico. You're not going to just talk about my views. You're going to talk about things that are going to be left behind. Diaspora Radio is just a tip with what I have to build. And now, when I asked for the support for Diaspora Radio International and you gave me that support, what you did was to tell me that, Maiyegun, you can become anything and everything you want to be, as long as you remain consistent, truthful, and sincere. We will follow you. I'm not a saint. I don't want to be a saint. I don't even come here to tell you I'm one. Lara Olabode, thank you too for your own super sticker. Well appreciated, okay? Thank you. So I don't need to come back here and say, hey, my people, I got £2 from Lara last month. I got £5 from George last week. I got £10 from this. And this is what I'm going to do with the £5. I'm going to buy a new this and come on. You're talking about Maiyegun here, man. Maiyegun himself is a project that everybody has now made their own personal project. Do you get what I mean? All I have and I hope is that as long as I am very much consistent enough, people love my progress. They love what we have managed to do. And I'm so grateful to everyone who is working behind the scene. Nobody is working for Diaspora Radio or for Maiyegun's Diary full time. I'm not even working for Maiyegun's Diary Politico full time. Yeah? But people have their lives to live and they dedicate hours of their time here in the UK and outside the UK. And I'm so grateful to all of them. To them, the little they are contributing for me is them helping me build that dream. That dream. Don't worry. Ask me about Maiyegun. How about that, your dream of 5 years ago? Maybe you should ask me. With my friends behind me, ask me in 5 years and tell me you will not be proud of what we have done together. So this is a lifetime project, lifetime movement in a way, and it's actually cut across everywhere too. Come on. We worked for it, we earned it, and then here we are. We will leave it. Thank you so much for your time. I finish early tomorrow. Okay. Therefore, I am likely going to be live early tomorrow. You have heard it. The kidnapping and the killings in southern Kaduna, Kaduna State, has now escalated. Since the man that paid the terrorists, he paid them according to El Rufaya of Kaduna from APC, Egbekegbe, right? Yeah, Maiyegun is a brand. You have Diaspora Radio International merchandise that people order now, order for their family members, order for themselves, all over the world. Now I've got some new designs that are going to be released. Onto Maiyegun's Diary Politico brand. Now you are going to be able to have t-shirts, hoodies, and so many other merchandises that you will buy. You will carry message of Maiyegun with Maiyegun boldly written and inscribed in it. Lovely, amazing designs. What do you think those things are meant for? I am building something, man. You have no idea. Now people are not accusing me of collecting money from PDP, collecting money from APC, because I have more money than APC. I have more money than PDP. If you don't believe me, okay, look at those who are PDP, APC. Are they not Nigerians? Look at them in Nigeria. How much is PDP? How much is APC economy is doing to them in their lives? I have become a brand that I am so happy for the kind of people around me, for the people who have decided to work with me, right? Build something. I'm a brand. Come on. At this point, no one can accuse me of going to collect money from anybody anymore. Imagine when you have a platform that can actually take care of your project to the tune of 2-3 million naira in your money. I'm sorry if I'm giving you an hint. I'm just trying to tell you how much you are doing for me. When you support Maiyegun, when you do all you are doing, just because Maiyegun will continue to speak his mind, this is all I do. Now, my team are now investing in cameras. You know what I'm talking about? Lovely cameras, fantastic lenses, lightings, different stuffs. Remember, I used to just turn on my camera and talk. Now I have guys who are interested in what I say. They want to they want to make them good content that will be easier for people to share and listen to and make use of. I can't do all of that. I only have 3 days in a week. 7 days. You know what I'm talking about? 7 days a week. I work 4 days. I have 3 days. I have family. I live in the UK. And for you who understand what family is, you have to dedicate your time for your family. You don't just live a reckless life because of social media attention. No. So I'm so coordinated enough to mix my life, my family, my work, as well as my hobby. And here I am. I've got amazing people who support and love Maiyegun enough that they will give anything. Look at me. You now gave me a platform that started with your support. That platform can now conveniently raise close to 2-3 million naira of your Nigeria money. Now, I can put people on retainer who actually does almost nothing, right? This is not funny, right? It is part of the way I think. If you want to lead by example. Now I'm able to pay salaries of people who are graphic designers. Ask me what they are designing for Diaspora Radio. Design thumbnails for videos. Something I can do with my phone. Some of you have been laughing at some of my thumbnails when I put on my live videos. You are like, Maiyegun, this your picture is so funny because I can design them on my phone. But yet, because I know that it can't always be like that, Maiyegun can do that. Diaspora Radio shouldn't be doing that. So we put people on retainer, getting paid far more than your minimum wage in Nigeria. How do you think I pay for that? How do you think I pay for those who are managing Maiyegun's Diary behind the scene? I am earning my own pay, taking care of my family. My hobby has attracted other people dedicating their time. How do you think I have to take care of them and still continue to run things, even if it's not as fast as I would love to see them run? Because at some point, maybe I'm going to have to resign from my job. I mean, if I have so much support to pursue my dream, pay people's bills, pay them salaries enough for them to also live their own dream, their own jobs, and help me and build a dream together, a dream that all of you contributed money to start. To support, so to say. Think about that. So one day I'm going to have to leave my job and do this full time. People do it full time, but I didn't bargain to do talking for full time. I have a job, I have a life, but there are other people too. Now with your support, do you know what that is doing? It's making me believe now that, oh boy, I think I can actually do this for full time, build a magnificent and very gigantic platform that can actually give that freedom of speech that nobody can shut down. Now I'm believing that. That's what I told people. And my team said, Maiyegun, just continue to, update people, share your good content. We will continue to work behind the scene to help you build this platform, because with your Maiyegun's Diary Politico, we will build Diaspora Radio, and your friends will be proud of you. And are you not proud of me today? Thank you, Tinu Egbab. Publicly, voluntarily. Today, Biafrans are comfortable watching Maiyegun, not because Maiyegun is the one that is going to fight for Biafra for them. Of course not. But you know that the efforts that they see in what Maiyegun is doing is that one way or the other, Maiyegun is contributing to the conversation that so many people misunderstood, and they have formed an army of resistance against a common sense campaign. Biafra. So Biafrans loves me for that. But an average Yoruba will say, who don't like me, by the way? Hey, Nnamdi Kanu has paid him money. Why would Nnamdi Kanu pay me money? Simply because I want to talk about what injustice it is to arrest, assault, kill somebody because they are asking to have their own country. Meanwhile, I am saying it not because I love the Biafrans more than themselves. I will never love Biafrans more than the Biafrans will love themselves. They have already been so clear. Biafra or death. They've said it very clear. You want them to say it in a more lovely way about Biafra. They said, no, we're going to say it the way we want to say it. But I'm talking about them because I know what led them to agitation for Biafra again. And this time around, like no going back, because I know that the marginalization that led them to insist that they don't want to be part of Nigeria anymore is the same marginalization experienced by the Benue people, by the Middle Beltans, by the Niger Deltans, by the Yorubas, by the Hausas, by everyone in Nigeria. If everyone can think straight, you realize that what pushes them now to say we don't want to be part of Nigeria again, if you look at it very well, you'll be asking for the same thing. And when I kept saying that, they said, my friend, shut up, you don't know what you are talking. Of course, I knew what I'm talking about. I said, if you don't believe me, if you watch the Biafrans killed, if you watch them jailed, if you watch them killing Nnamdi Kanu, what will happen is that one Nnamdi Kanu will die for, other people will rise to fight for the same thing. But here's the irony of the entire thing. If you think one day you will not find yourself championing and fighting for similar things that Nnamdi Kanu was fighting for, then you are wrong. You have no idea of the consequences of your collaboration in agreeing that people should be killed because they want the country of their own. That is all I say. If you don't care about the consequences, I do. Whether you care, whether you don't, they are going to come. But one thing that will likely stop it is if all of us condemn the injustice and ask for restitution, then and prevent that from happening again. But many didn't agree. Today, it is not only Biafrans that are victims of the police brutality in Nigeria, state-sponsored profiling in Nigeria. We are all now so at the mercy of killer herdsmen. What does that tell you? It tells you that until you realize that you don't have to agree with me, but if you look critically into what I say all the time, you will find out that, hey, I am only trying to save you from the ignorance of you, of your I don't care. Why should I care? What is my business? I don't like them. It's their own business. Fulani terrorism, Boko Haram used to be the business of the northern Nigeria. Many of you were so sure that there will never ever be any kind of terrorism attack in Yoruba land because Yoruba will fight. Today, we are now asking Yorubas to fight, to defend themselves. We are now asking Yorubas to know that, yeah, Yorubas can be refugees in another country. So, are those instances not factual enough for you to know why people listen to Maiyegun? For you to know why people will continue to support Maiyegun? For you to know why, when I sneeze, many of those who says I am irrelevant or I'm just wasting my time, they catch cold. And the reason why I'm never going to stop, because I have a long way to go. My friend started the journey for me so early. You started the journey for me so early. And since you started, you haven't stopped supporting me. Why should I stop doing what I'm doing? Why should I stop inspiring others? Somebody messaged me and said, Maiyegun, thank you very much, by the way, Moni Babarinde. Somebody sent me a message and he said, Maiyegun, can you organize a program where interested Nigerians who wants to be presenters and they want to share their views articulately, the way you present your your content and your issues, your analysis in your videos. If you can put that package together, Maiyegun, I am ready to donate $1,000 to support you. I am not here asking that, oh, I have this beautiful talent. I am so good. Oh, I am so smart. I am the most intelligent. I can even teach you how to talk. I didn't come here to say that. Somebody felt like, oh, if I ask Maiyegun to do something like this, and if Maiyegun agreed to do something like this, and people are ready to go into that kind of arrangement, I will pay $1,000. And they will pay it. Of course, people will pay it. People will pay me. Because they love what I do. And I ask myself, same question some people are asking, what makes him so valuable? How come he's the one people do this for? Well, I have told you the story. Apart from that, I don't know. But do I appreciate that? Of course. Do I even know why? Of course I do. They believe in me. They know with what I am doing, the end result will save not just this generation, it will save lives. You may not see it as anything, but some people, powerful people, see it as a threat. Now that we can have our own voice that they can't shut down, I beg, now which person will hold explanation? That's why you have to join me again tomorrow. I'm sorry if I have to use tonight to just tell those who just joined Maiyegun, who don't even understand why everybody is doing this. I hope the little I've managed to tell you has somehow brought you up to date that who is this guy? People do ask, who is this guy? I am just Maiyegun, somebody that wants to share his mind and he's not afraid to. And surprisingly, he has thousands of people, hundreds of thousands of people who agree with him. If you want to know why they agree with me, I'm going to tell you to start a research. Start asking my friends, why do you love Maiyegun? Don't read their comments only. There are faces behind those comments. There are humans behind those comments. I speak their mind most of the time, and they will never see me and ignore. Just wait for the lockdown to finish. You will see the real Maiyegun. You will see my team. You will see me. Don't worry. And I'm so shoved, so looking forward to the lockdown being over, coronavirus, this and that being gone. And maybe they will now say, oh, look at him now. I beg you, if that time come, just be happy for me. Be happy for the people that are happy that I am alive and I'm doing this to save lives. I've got nothing to give. I've got nothing else to give other than my heart, my sincerity, my honesty. Something that people really value. You should find out why, because I don't even know. Do you get that? Thank you, everybody. Let's pick up again tomorrow. I've got a lot to catch up. We've got a lot to catch up on. Until then, you might use this minute to learn the Oduduwa anthem again before you go to bed. I'm going to see you tomorrow after work. Stay safe and good night. And bye-bye.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Bọ́ba bá gbé wúrẹ́. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Kí gómìnà kówó jẹ. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọlọ́pàá tí ń gba rìbá. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Òwúrọ̀ olóṣèlú. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o. Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀. Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Oníkanṣá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran. Kì máa yí ṣe eré. Ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣe eré. Ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o, ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
tẹnitẹni ọmọ Máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́run sọ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù bọ́tà ń lé ibo níṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sè mọ́bẹ̀. èèpo ọ̀bọ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti jọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bùyà àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá ó kó ẹni tó bá dán wò á kàmù. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lúwẹ̀ túnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lúwẹ̀ túnra kì o. Ẹ̀yin bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lúwẹ̀ túnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lúwẹ̀ túnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.